If you've just turned 57 and retirement is suddenly staring at you in the face, you're not alone. A lot of Canadians in their mid to late 50s start looking at their situation and think, this isn't where I thought I'd be by now. Maybe you took time off work to raise kids, maybe you had a business that didn't turn out as planned, or maybe life just got expensive and saving for retirement always felt like something you'd prioritize later. And now, later is here. This can feel overwhelming, almost like there's no time left to fix it. But the good news is that even in your late 50s, there are very real, very practical steps you can take to get back on track. And I'm going to walk you through them today. Hi, I'm Stefano Francesca, Certified Financial Planner Professional at Next Step Wealth Management with IPC Securities Corporation. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps more Canadians see this. And if you'd like to see how these steps could work for your own retirement and investment planning, book a call with me using the link in the description below. 1. Stop guessing and get a clear picture of where you stand. The very first thing you need to do before you start cutting expenses, before you make big investment changes, is to stop guessing. Most people come into my office at this stage and say things like, I think we'll be okay if we just keep working for a few more years. Or we should have enough between our investments plus CPP and OAS. I just don't know how much that really adds up to. You can't build a retirement plan on, I think. You need to know exactly where you stand today. That means looking at 3 things. Firstly, how much you've currently saved across RRSPs, TFSAs, pensions, and non-registered accounts. Secondly, what you can expect from CPP and OAS. And this isn't a guess. You can log into your My Service Canada account and see your current CPP estimate and when you'll qualify for OAS. And finally, what your spending looks like, not just now, but in retirement. Once you put these pieces on paper, something happens. Instead of worrying about the unknown, you now have a starting point. And here's the key. Being behind doesn't mean you're out of options. It just means the next 5 to 10 years have to be intentional. Without this clarity, every decision you make is just a shot in the dark. With it, we can start building an actual plan. Number 2, get serious about savings, but be strategic. Once you know where you stand, the next step is to make every dollar work as efficiently as possible. At 57, you don't have decades to let mistakes fix themselves. This is where being strategic matters more than ever. A lot of people think, I just need to save more. But it's not just about savings, it's about where those savings go. RRSPs, TFSAs, non-registered accounts, they each have different current purposes and tax consequences down the road. For some people in their 50s, it makes sense to maximize RRSPs because you're in a high tax bracket today and you'll be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. For others, especially if you are already trending to touch OAS clawback limits, a TFSA can be a better option. Why? Because withdrawals from a TFSA don't affect your taxable income, and extra taxable withdrawals with the clawback included could cost you 45 to 50%. If your proposed income is high enough that OAS clawbacks don't matter, then tax-efficient non-registered investments become a big concern as you probably already maximized RRSPs and TFSA accounts. Here's the principle. Every contribution now needs to line up with a tax-efficient withdrawal plan later. This isn't the time to just add to accounts randomly. You want to be thinking 2 steps ahead. Thirdly, use timing to your advantage with regards to CPP and OAS. One of the most powerful tools you still have in your late 50s is control over timing. If you feel like you're behind, delaying your CPP even by a few years can make a meaningful difference. For every year you delay past 65, your CPP payment grows. That can add up to a much larger monthly income that's guaranteed for life. And the same logic applies to OAS. Now, delaying doesn't mean you have to keep on working full time. Some people choose to bridge the gap by drawing on personal savings for a few years so that their government benefits can grow in the background. This strategy can be incredibly effective, but it has to be looked at as part of the bigger picture. Fourthly, reevaluate your savings plans. A lot of Canadians in their late 50s believe retirement has to look exactly like their lifestyle today, forever. But the reality is, spending in retirement changes over time. In the early years, we tend to spend more because we're traveling, renovating, and enjoying those newly freed up years. Later, those costs often come down as routines settle in. If you're behind, you can build a retirement plan that front loads those active years while adjusting in later years. It doesn't mean living on a shoestring. It means designing a retirement that reflects how spending actually happens instead of using a flat number forever. Sometimes that adjustment alone can take an impossible retirement and make it work. Fifthly, get professional help because there's less room for error now. By the time you reach 57, the stakes are higher. When you're in your 30s or 40s, you have decades to correct a mistake, whether that's an investment that didn't pan out or a few years of undersaving. But in your 50s, there's less time to recover, and that's why professional help becomes so valuable at at this stage. Here's why. Retirement planning at 57 is no longer just about growing your money. It's about sequencing your decisions so that you keep as much of what you've already saved as possible. There are 5 big areas where I see people make mistakes without realizing the impact. 1. Taxes. Pulling from the wrong account at the wrong time can mean paying thousands more in tax than you need to. 2. Government benefits. Deciding when to start CPP and OAS without running the math can cost you lifetime income. 3. Investment risk. Many portfolios are still positioned like someone in their 40s, when in reality, in your 50s, your needs have changed. It's important to use strategies designed to create certainty, that are time-tested, and that get proven results. 4. Withdrawal order. The order in which you draw income from RRSPs, TFSAs, pensions, and non-registered accounts can make a huge difference to how long your money lasts. 5. Estate planning. Without proper planning, your estate can face a large tax bill, leaving less behind for your family. These are all areas a certified financial planner professional focuses on. And it's not about one-size-fits-all advice. At this stage, it has to be personalized. When you work with someone who specializes in retirement planning, you get a clear map of what to do over the next 5 to 10 years, so you're not trying to figure it out all under pressure. Even if you feel like you're behind right now, professional planning helps you make the most of what you have and the years you still have left before retirement. Here's the big takeaway I want you to leave with today. Being 57, or any age for that matter, and feeling behind does not mean it's too late. What it does mean is that you need to stop hoping it will work out and start taking deliberate steps to make it work out. The next 5 to 10 years can either feel like a scramble, or they can be the years that you take control and finally feel confident about where you're heading. So here's what I'd encourage you to do next. If you're within 5 to 10 years of retirement, or you're realizing that you need to get serious about your planning, then a call with us might be your next best step. Our Next Step Wealth Management service is an all-inclusive investment, retirement, and income planning service. We provide and implement a personalized plan that shows you exactly how to structure your savings, when to take CPP and OAS, and how to draw income tax efficiently. Click the link in the description to book a consultation. Having a plan built around your numbers and your goals can take you from feeling lost to feeling in control. Let's take the next step.